Hi, in this video we're going to go over how to do a free criminal background check in the state of Alabama. To get started, visit alabamapublicrecords.org. I'll have a link in the description. You can click on that or just type it into your browser. And on the homepage you'll notice quite a few public record databases you can use when it comes to background checking. But in this video I'm going to focus on criminal and arrest information and what free resources you have within the state of Alabama and how to use them. So if you hover over other records, click on Inmate search, and every pretty much criminal record starts with an arrest. So like a sheriff's or police department arrests an individual, they charge him with a crime, they get taken to like a local jail, and then they'll typically post bail. Maybe they'll be released, or they will be kept in jail until they see a judge. So there's the beginnings of a criminal record. And so what you can do is you can actually research these arrests at the local sheriff's department. Some of these databases can go back pretty far, and some of them are they'll typically delete older entries into the system, so keep that in mind. But you do have this information available to you at the county level. Typically, like the local sheriff's department will run these, manage these databases. So you have some identifying information, booking information, and then of course you have your charges. Now this doesn't mean these individuals are guilty, because they still have to go see a judge. And then in certain counties you're not going to get, the pages are not going to be as detailed. You'll just have like a report, maybe something like this. So not very difficult to search, because there's no search box here. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the court records. If you want to hover over other records, you'll notice there's a link here for courts. And so in Alabama you have a couple of different courts. You have district and circuit courts, and these are typically going to be the only courts you'll need if you are doing just criminal related research. You also have Supreme Court, Court of Civic Appeals, and Court of Criminal Appeals. These courts will deal with cases that don't get solved on the lower level courts, and so there's not very many cases that actually go here. But if you want to look it up, you can go ahead and do that. So there is an online access system here for Alabama. Now it isn't free. They do charge. It's pretty much $10 for a name search. Your free option in this case is they have these things called public court terminals, public court record terminals. And so these are literally like computers that you can go to at the courthouse or maybe the court of clerks facility, and you can sit down behind these computers, and it's just all about court records. So you can research any kind of court record you want in there. And that's your free option. Unfortunately, they don't have a database yet where you can do that. There is a small fee associated with that. A lot of other states do provide some level of free services when it comes to court records. Unfortunately, Alabama does not, and you would have to use the terminal system. So the next thing would be if there is a guilty or no guilty verdict. If it's a guilty verdict, the individual will either pay a fine or they'll have to serve some time. If it's under 12 months, they're going to be at the jail system, probably in the same county that they went to court in and got arrested in. And then if it's over 12 months for more serious offenses, they're going to be serving time in a prison. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Inmate Search again. And the prison system is managed by the Alabama Department of Corrections, and they have their own database. And you can access this database for free. So let's just pick a random individual here. All right, so as you can see, you have a mugshot, some identifying information. You have your incarceration details here, admission date, how many days, time served, total term, and then down here you have your offenses. As you can see, and there was multiple dates, so if they were in and out of the system, you'll notice there will be multiple dates. And I can even I can even try to do another quick search here. All right, so as you can see, the records go back pretty far. So I mean, it looks like it goes back, and I'm sure it goes even further, as far back as 2007, actually even 2005 here. So a lot of common background checks might go back 7 years, 10 years sometimes. So some of these records actually even 92. So it goes pretty far back, and very detailed reports. And again, that was absolutely free to search. One more thing to consider, and that would be the sex offender registry. So this is also a statewide search. You don't have to pay for it. You can research by offenders in your area, or do like a name search. So this is another database that should be utilized when doing a criminal background check. So with that said, you have your arrest information, you have your court information, you have your prison information, and then you have your sex offender registry. And a lot of these databases can be accessed for free. With the court system, it is slightly more complicated if you do have to go use an on-site terminal. So just keep that in mind. And one more thing to consider is you can do a name search here on top. Now this is not a free database, and so what it has is it uses public data, public record data, court information, real estate information, criminal information, financial records, things like bankruptcies, financial lawsuits, things like that. It has private databases, so things like cell phone information, previous addresses. And it doesn't just get records from the state of Alabama, it goes outside the state as well. So kind of give multiple states and multiple databases compiled into a single search system. And it kind of makes it a whole lot easier to search because it's practically almost instantaneous. And let's say somebody has a criminal record in Colorado or Louisiana, and they end up moving to Alabama, and people do move around quite a bit nowadays, especially. You're not necessarily going to see it if you're just searching at the county level in Alabama or at the state level in Alabama. So it gives you an opportunity to kind of see what's going on in databases that you might not even be thinking about, and different locations that you might not be considering. So it kind of helps you cover more bases, and it doesn't consume a lot of time. So with that said, visit alabamapublicrecords.org and get started on your free criminal background check in the state of Alabama. Thank you.